Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sin. Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Podcast character designs done by Demon Artie. Like fan art, redesigns, original art, then Demon Artie's the artist you're going to want to follow. Be sure to check her out over on Twitter at ArtieDemon. If you like what you see, also consider supporting Demon Artie over on Patreon. For only $3 a month, you get access to Patreon-only community, concept art, voting on new art, bonus sketches, and the all-important fan service. So definitely check her out over on Patreon, because supporting independent art and artists is important. Episode 1 of The Owl House. It left me... It's not bad at all. I wouldn't say that it was awful and terrible. I just... Thundercats Roar, oh my god, I had to watch something else, and this premiered like the same day, so... but it's not excellent either. This first episode did all right. There's things that I like, and there's things that I really don't like, and it's just a 5 out of 10, just right down the middle. And a girl who gets lost in a magical world, it's starting to get a little its old hat. I mean, it's kind of, Star did the opposite, where a magical girl went to Earth, but like an amphibia. So this is how in animes. Every year, there's like 3 or 4 animes about a guy who gets trapped in a video game or some MMO or something. On Disney, there's a girl who gets lost in a magical world. That's just like the thing. They got to break away from that mold, but that's the basis of the show. But it opens up and we get like this magical scene. We see this wizard or this witch lady fighting this big serpent. It looks all right. Then you see her use her staff like a RPG, like a bazooka, and I'm thinking, well, that happened in Star literally did that. And it's not a bad joke, because it's like, you think it's gonna be like regular magic and she's gonna cast a spell. No, she like puts it up on her shoulder and everything, which would be great if it wasn't already done in another Disney show. So whatever. So she's shooting this snake, and it zooms out, and it's Luz, lifelong Hispanic here. I have never heard of that name. Southwestern Arizona, northern Mexico, that's basically where my family's from. I have never, ever in my life ever heard that name. So it might be a different region in Mexico. Maybe it's, more south, more coastal. It's a weird name. Luz or Luz, I don't know. It's weird. But it's her explaining her book report. But she's doing it with like a real snake. Like, where did she get these snakes? And she's in the principal's office getting in trouble because she is the quote unquote the weird kid. And the mom's like, we love your creativity, but things are getting out of hand. And then she's like, oh, that's where the extra snakes went. And I guess the snakes are loose in the school, and like all the kids are freaking out. This would make her the coolest kid in school. This is 2020. Kids would love this girl. She would have all kinds of friends. Because like, man, Luz is always doing something crazy. They would love her. I don't know, this whole concept of like being weird and different makes you an outcast. Me, big fat Mexican kid in school, I had friends, okay? And I loved anime, and we were huge in Dragon Ball Z. We played Magic the Gathering at lunch. We traded anime tapes back when anime was on VHS. We traded anime VHSs back and forth. Trust me, you'll find a group of weirdo losers to hang out with, and even if I could do it, this girl who's super cute, and she would have friends. There's no way she wouldn't have friends. Anyways, so the mom's like, you need to start, making real friends, and if you don't shape up, we're going to send you to like some camp reality check, because she doesn't know fantasy from reality. She does. She's just hyper. She looks very young. What is she, 11, 12? It's a little much. If she's like 17, 18, 19 and still acting like this, there's some issues. There's some real big problems going on, but this looks like a junior high. I guess she did a bunch of other stuff. The Romeo and Juliet tryouts, the part where Juliet kills herself at the end. Such a lovely love story, right? But she had like a bunch of like fake hot dog wieners or whatever, like pop out to be like her guts. Again, funny if it wasn't done in Zootopia.
Oh, happy dagger, give me death! Blood!
Same kind of gag. And then another Disney thing. See, I watch too many cartoons and I see these kinds of things. And she made a griffin, and the griffin shoots spiders out of its mouth. I'm not the biggest mythical creature guy, but I've never ever heard of that. We see this girl a couple of times. This blonde girl with the streak in her hair. She was also at the Romeo and Juliet thing. And then you don't see her in this episode, but like in trailers and stuff, there's a girl at this magic school who has the same streak in her hair. Is she a magical person? Or is this like this magical world is a mirror of our world and there's people who are them, but on the other side? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But it does look exactly like her, and she's too... I don't want to say, there's too much detail in her for her not to be a main character. So she's doing all the perfect like flips and everything, and she's cheerleader perfect. I also thought it was funny that it's strange that Luz actually tried out for these things. Like she tried out for the drama club thing for Romeo and Juliet. She tries out for the cheerleading thing. You think she would just completely avoid it, but she wears a t-shirt under her cheerleading outfit, which is weird. She doesn't want to show off her shoulders. Like, okay. But she does like the whole eyeball lid thing flip. Okay. But the mom's like, okay, all these shenanigans, you're going to this thing now. So we see her house. She has a nice little house, like a little, when it's like to the back to like this giant forest. Like, okay, how many houses are like this? But this is the funny observation. What's it with Hispanic, Mexican, whatever people are calling us now? I will not use the term Latinx unless I'm using it in a stupid way, where they're nurses. But what's up with that? Loud House, the mom's a nurse. This mom's a nurse. Is it because it's a noble profession? It's a profession that's usually associated with caring and loving, and that's a good mom trait. Hispanic moms can do more than just be nurses. But here's the thing. She has no other family. Again, I'm Hispanic. I'm Mexican. My whole entire life. What kind of Mexican family only has one kid? Oh man, I have 5 brothers and sisters, and yeah, I'm not buying it for 1 second. There's no way she wouldn't have aunts or uncles or cousins, brothers, sisters. Literally just one kid, and there's no other adults. That's a little weird. That's just, I don't buy it for 1 second. But the mom's dropping off on the corner. She's like, I have to go to work, but the bus is going to be here to take you to the camp, and you're going to like it, and you can start growing up and start living in reality. And, the mom gives her a kiss, see you later, mija, and all that kind of stuff, and leaves. Some owl grabs like a bunch of her trash because she like threw her little wizard book in there, and this owl grabs it and starts dragging away the book. It's like a whole bag of crap. And then this is stupid. Like I rewound the episode to watch to see if I missed something. So this owl steals the trash, goes about 5 feet, and there's another house behind her house that looks like Freddy effing Cougar lives there.
Tiny trash thief!
What the hell? That's crazy that this house is just in the woods within, rock throwing distance from her backyard, and she never noticed it before, but it's super scary looking. She runs in there, and then there's this super scary door with the giant eyeball on it, and she goes in there. Yeah, no way. Sorry, someone takes my Lord of the Rings books. I'm not chasing after some owl into some door with the giant eyeball on it. But she goes in, and this is the portal to the Boiling Isles, the mystical world where Eda lives and all that. She gets in there, sees the owl. This was like kind of a cool trick. I kind of like this. The owl jumps on Eda's staff, and she kind of turns it, and it turns back into wood. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like she can animate these things, turn them alive. That's pretty cool. But from what I can tell, this owl goes around collecting things for her to sell, like at this mystical swap meet. And I guess things work differently on this world. Like she's digging through there and she sees like this golden chalice, which I'm assuming is probably the King Arthur, the Holy Grail. She's throwing out all this is garbage. Like a diamond ring, all this is crap. So things must be different on this world. Like they don't have like gold or anything like that, or what we find valuable isn't valuable to them. She gets some spring goggles and it's like, oh yeah, this is gonna make me rich. Okay, that's funny. That's a pretty funny joke. I'm going to say it in this first episode because it's 100% true. No one can deny it. As this show was being shown off and everything, Eda or Etna or whatever how you say her name, she's Ryoko from Tenchi Muyo. I'll throw a picture up. I might even throw in some clips here.
Did you guys quit following me around? I haven't done squat.
Hey, sit down! I'm not finished talking to you yet!
Only if you help me first. Now come along, human.
Ouch. She's unconscious again.
Oh, he gets so cute when he's thirsty for power.
She's
She's calling her Mommy.
She literally sounds like her. It's not the same voice actress, the same hair shape, same attitude, same sounding voice, same mannerisms. Where's the line between homage and ripoff? Because Ryoko she's an alien, she has powers, but she kind of does witch-like things. So, anyways, okay, I won't bring it up again, but it's true. She's got that book, and she's gonna like, oh, this would be good for kindling, which it really wouldn't, but Luz jumps out. Oh wait, that's mine. Don't destroy my book. I'm getting out of here. So she can try to run back home, but Eda locks the door and says, "Hey, that's mine. Why are you taking my stuff?" Luz is running away, and then we get a pretty cool vista shot here. It's a pretty excellent looking world. We got all these bones shutting out of the ground. So I guess this place was made in the body of like a dead giant creature. Then we see some of the citizens, and a little too goofy. A little too silly. Like this big worm guy, the big face, like, not saying, I enjoy all kinds of fantasy. Hard fantasy, soft fantasy, and if anyone doesn't know the difference in that, hard fantasy would be like Lord of the Rings, where it's more serious, and there's no goofy looking people like this, and soft fantasy would be like Adventure Time. This is kind of 2 steps to the left of Adventure Time. It's okay. Like this fairy comes up to her, I want to eat your skin, like, okay. She's freaking out because she's like, oh my goodness. The pretty funny joke. She's
Where am I? Did I die? Am I in the bad place?
how hilarious is that? This little girl in her life honestly felt like she died and went to hell. Like that's awful for a little kid to think that would happen to them. But Eda's like, oh no, your things would be much worse if that was the case. And she's like, wait, I'm not gonna. She's like, okay, forget it. Just go ahead and eat me. I don't care. Kill me. She's like, oh, I'm not gonna kill you. Not for a potential customer. And she sells human collectibles. So this the Mal goes out, collect human stuff, and then she sells it at like this her little pop-up swap meet bazaar thingy. Then she like, oh, you can buy this. Look at this. Look at this shoe. It's like a croc, and then okay, haha, all these stupid jokes. This human candy bar thing, and it's totally a stick of deodorant. And she pulls out this like old portable television, and she's like, oh, look at this black box, and it just reflects your face. And she's like, oh no, I'll show you how this works. And a bowl of human candy, but it's a bunch of stuff like it's a billiard ball. There's some batteries in there. Find me a TV of this size that takes 2 AA's. I was a kid that grew up with portable TVs when they first came out. Those things took like 8D batteries, and they drained them faster than crap. But it turns on. So is it getting a signal, or did this have because it doesn't look like a VHS tape. Like there was like portable ones too that have VHS capabilities. So what is this TV signal coming from? Like, and it's like, it looks like an old workout video. So what the hell? Anyways, everyone hears it and goes, oh wow, what's this? Oh, this is crazy. I want to buy this magic box. The people are like, oh, I want to eat I want to eat the little man that's in there. So she starts selling stuff, which makes no sense because everyone came there for the TV. So are these people buying other things? Like they're handing her all this money. I'm like, are they bidding on the TV? Whatever. But Ed is like, oh, that's cool. You made me a bunch of sales. You're a good kid. But I guess she's kind of a local, I don't know, not a thief, but like a criminal. Because this guard guy shows up. Oh, Eda the witch, oh, the owl lady, you're coming with me. You're wanted. You and your little buddy have caused much mischief. And he's going to arrest Luz too. And you're coming with me for consorting with her. But weren't all those other people consorting with her too because they buy stuff from her? Whatever. Of course, they can't catch her because she's magical and he's just like a regular guard. If this was so important, you think you would send like your own mages and stuff to stop her, but they just send this one guard. We see some magic, which looks okay. She very Mary Poppins-ish, able to like close up her shop into like a hobo. The hop on a train car hobo bag on your stick. She does that, but her stick can also turn into a flying broom. They jump on it and they get away. Pretty impressive flying scene. It's not too fantastical, but I like the fact that we get to see the world underneath her. We see this gigantic griffin, and the griffin spits out spiders. But here's the thing. This griffin is ginormous. Like, it's as big as a house. So are these spiders the size of Volkswagens? These spiders would be huge. Anyways, this is a stupid gag. They get off her broom, but like her arm stayed behind. So Eda, like her body parts can fall apart. Like, so I'm assuming she can't die, not by like cutting her up or anything, which is super weird. So she doesn't have blood. So what is she, a necromancer? So she's like, oh, thanks for saving me and everything. And, we have to get away from this bad guy. And she's like, oh, okay, I know a safe place. And we see her house, I guess. A little, like, she's like, oh, they can't get us here because I got like a security system. And it's like this owl. And it's just, how's a weird owl voice? How you going? Like, he talks like that. And, oh, what's the password? And she just like pokes him in the eyes. Like, I don't have time for this crap. Just let me in. You never want to do anything fun. But looks like Ed is the kind of person that does nothing but fun stuff. So I don't know. But the door opens, and I guess it only will open for whoever's, is allowed to go in. So this is like her magical way to keep away everyone. And then she even says, oh, it's a good place to hide out from cops and ex-boyfriends. There's a lot of ex-boyfriend stuff. And I wonder how they're going to keep that going, because Ed has like dated a lot of guys. Here's the thing. Is she old? Like crazy old, or does she just have gray hair and she's like, maybe in her 40s, but she's falling apart. So I don't know. Maybe she's like Mumra. We see a kind of a cool, like, magical glyph type thing on the wall. I'm wondering, there's got to be something more to this. There's got to be some type of great owl spirit or something that's in her or something like that. And there's something bigger here. Ever since, even like show going well all the way back to like Gravity Falls and, Star, there's all these little things in the background that led to something bigger. Even though it started out small about a girl with magical powers doing, this and that, it always grew into something huger. So, I'm assuming this is going to have some type of connection. She's all like, oh, wow, this place is so cool. And you hear like a big scary voice. And she's like, oh, yeah, it's like, I live with a roommate who disturbs the great demon king. And it's like, of course, he's the cute little, it's Cubone. And they throw in Spanish here and there, whatever, She basically says, oh, you're so cute, you little guy, you little one, you're so cute. Grabs him, gives him all the snuggle huggies because he deserves them. Question, Demon King can speak without moving his mouth? Or is he moving his mouth under this mask? I don't know. It's just kind of weird. You'd think he would actually have a mouth of some kind. But they're like, hey, this is Demon King. He used to be this great and powerful evil. Like she shows him like this old like a tapestry type thing. Look, he was big and powerful to this evil Warden guy, stole his crown, and he lost his powers. And we're gonna need to get it back. But only a human can cross the plane to go get it. So like, hey, you get back his crown, he gets back his power, we'll let you go home. And this is Ed is kind of a bad guy. I don't know, wouldn't it be great? I would give this show a 10 out of 10 if you find out, like, after all this time, like, she spends all this time with her, she's like, learns to love her, she's like a second mom. You find out she's actually this horrifically evil person who's done horrifically bad things. And I think that would be awesome. But I don't know. Of course, they're going to make her like just, oh, she fights authority. And there's a lot of Star in this where be yourself and screw those people, be weird. And they did all those themes in Star, and they're kind of repeating them. So she's kind of a rebel, but she's like, hey, you find this crown, we'll get you back home. So she's kind of, I don't know, holding her hostage, which is super wrong. So they're going to break into this place tonight. Like, they're not going to even like have a plan. It's kind of weird. They get there. And she's like, hey, I want to send you and Demon King up there. You get in there, get the crown, and I'll be down here like scoping things out, running distraction, all that kind of stuff. Luz puts up her hood and she has like little kitty cat ears. She's like, oh, I'm going to be in disguise. But in this world, it doesn't even really matter because there's so many weird creatures. She sends them up there and they're in the prison area. It's like a prison pod. And she's walking around, and then we get to meet some other characters. We get this kind of cool elf-looking girl. They lay it on pretty thick. Being different, being creative is like wrong. Green's not a creative color. We get it. She's like, I'm in here because I write fan fictions about vegetables being together. I love love and I love vegetables. Let me write what I want to write. That's so stupid. Then there's a guy who got thrown in jail because he likes to eat his own eyeballs, and he's really this gross looking dude. Then we got this thing's a girl, and it's basically a nose with arms and legs. And this little girl's like a little weirdo. She's a conspiracy nut or whatever. Just saying all this weird crap. So they got thrown in jail for just being weird. And Luz is like, well, they're weirdos like me. No, they're different kind of weird, except for the fan fiction girl. But the other ones are way weirder than you. She's like, oh, I'm going to save you. I'm going to get you guys out of here. But the evil Warden guy shows up. I thought they're going to double up the gag. Remember how the Demon King guy sounded big, bad, and scary, but he was actually this tiny little nothing. And I thought, oh, they're going to do the same gag here because he's like in a shadow, but he comes out, no, he's actually like this big, looks like a plague doctor because of the long nose, like mask thingy. She hides in one of the cells or whatever. And And they see the little wanted poster for the owl lady, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna capture her one day or whatever." He's like smashing up one of the things, and of course, little nose girl has to like talk crap to him and like, "Oh, get me out of here! I didn't do anything wrong." And so this dude's truly evil because he takes her to go punish her. Like, I don't know, whip her or beat her up. Because you see her later with the black guy. So he was like beating her up. Like, dude, that's awful. This guy's a real piece of garbage. Lud's like, "Hey, I'm going to save you." She can't even lift the lever to unlock the gates. And she's like, "Oh, my nerdy arms." You can't be that weak. I don't know. Maybe because all the prison guards are like super strong. So like the levers are made because they're right there by the gate. Like technically this elf lady girl could reach out and grab this lever. Like there's nothing preventing her from doing that. So she can't save her. And she's like, "Oh, forget us. Just leave us here. You get out of here." Luz is walking and she's kind of sad that she couldn't help those people because they were in jail for just being themselves. Ed is like, "Hey, let's get going." And she can see that she's visibly sad, but they're right at the door where the contraband is, where this guy's crown's going to be. He's getting all happy. "Oh, I can feel its power. It's here." Luz starts, telling Ed, like, "Hey, those other prisoners, we can't leave them here, da-da-da." She's a good person. She has a good heart, which is good. But they get the door open and there's the portal. She's human, so she can go in there. She goes in there and there's a whole bunch of crap. We see the crown and then she's like, "Wait a second." And it's a Burger King crown, or Burger Queen, of course. So there was no magical crown. Was he ever powerful? Or was that just like in his head? He thought, "Oh, if I have this thing, it makes me more powerful," and it actually really didn't? Because he's all happy to have his Burger Queen crown, which came from Earth. And there's a bunch of other crap that she got, I guess. She grabbed a box of garbage. And there's a bunch of other stupid crap like this little doll and everything. And then Luz is like, "So it's just paper. It doesn't mean anything." But Ed is like, "Oh, it's important to him, so it's important to me that we got it back." So you risk this little girl's life because this Warden guy, when we see him later on, he's like Venom. He can make like knife hands and stuff like the T-1000. He could have killed her for a paper crown. Really, Eda? That you're really gonna do that? See, this is where I start having some problems with it. I'm like, because she fights like maybe Eda had some big plan where she's gonna protect her. She kind of doesn't even protect herself. So yeah, she put this little girl in danger for a paper crown that had no power. What was the Warden's name? Fierce or Fury or something like that? Anyways, he chops off Eda's head. It just comes off. And Luz catches it and I'm like, "Oh my God, you just killed her." But we saw that her hand can pop off, so her head can pop off too. Like, what the hell? She's the freaking those little red guys from Labyrinth. She's one of those dudes. How awesome is that? But that's awesome. Go watch Labyrinth. It's amazing. So she's like holding her head and it's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. It hurts, but I'm cool. Don't worry about it." Then he's like, "Oh, I know I could draw you here if I stole your little friend's little stupid crown." And he ends up just crushing it. And I'm thinking, oh, he did that to draw her out so he can capture her. I don't hate this, but I certainly don't love it either. "I'm here to ask you out." And he has like flowers with him and the other guards are like, "You go, boss." So he wanted to draw her in so he could ask her out, like to date her. And she's like, "Oh, no." And he's like, grabs, because that little girl's like, "Oh, I'm not liking any of this." Grabs her and says, "Eda, you're the only woman to ever escape me. You're the great owl lady. I'm the powerful Warden. We'd be a power couple and we can date and, go out with me." She's like gonna agree with it, but of course she's not going to. She's like, "Hey, you just chopped my head off and you threatened my friends here. I'm never gonna date you." Weird that he drops Luz. Like, why would he do that? He drops her. And then she grabs the staff and kabongs him on the head. And
"Don't accept, then I have no choice but to destroy."
Like knocks him down. She could have left a lever 2 scenes ago. And now she's strong enough to knock out this gigantic beast of a man enough to get away. Calling bullcrap. She should have released a chandelier or pushed over a thing of armor, but because her physical strength was shown that she didn't have any. But now she does. Her body's reacting on its own, and then put your damn head back on. So they're trying to fly away, and then we see that this Warden guy has he gets showed some of his metamorphing powers, but he looks like a pretty formidable foe. They start to go down where the other prisoners are, and this is another weird thing because that's not how this works. give me a hand, Eda. And she like puts her hand on top of hers, and then she's strong enough to open up the levers. Huh? Like, try that. Put your hand under someone else's hand. Yeah, it can give you a little bit of power, but that's not enough leverage. Like, it doesn't, like, what? So they can physically touch, and that gives them the strength to. She lets out all of the 3 people. Like, you would imagine there was probably dozens of people in this prison, but we only see 3. They get out to the courtyard area, and then it's when they start their fight. And it's an okay fight. I know this isn't a action show, but the fighting's okay. Eda, in a nice move, is like, here, Luz, get out of here. Go back home. This is not your fight. You don't need to get involved in this. Even though she got her involved, whatever. Starts fighting him. He's making axe hands and attacking. Everything's like, and Luz is like, no, I want to stay and help you. She's like, no, get the hell out of here. You're going to freaking die. Dude takes his mask off, and he has like he's just teeth. He's just there's a comic called Teether. That's what this thing is. She does a cool redirect thing where she makes a portal and then shoots his fireball back at him, but he just stands there and takes it. Did you not see that's what was happening? Take one step to the left, you idiot. Anyways, it hits him, throws him against the wall. But, he's not that fazed by it. Luz is flying out of there, but she looks down and sees that the other people got out. She swoops back down. She's like, hey guys, why are you just standing there not helping? She's like, running away, get the hell out of here. And then we see the little nose girl got like a black eye, so he like punched her in the face. Like, what a piece of garbage. They're like, no, what's the point of even leaving? The warden's gonna find us. We're all weirdos and we deserve to be here. We deserve our punishment. Which I guess is the underlying thing, that when people feel like they're different or weird, they feel like they deserve all the bad things people say about them. I deserve to have no friends. I deserve to have no one to care about me, which is completely false. And everyone deserves to be loved. And Lou's like, no, we can stand up to them. We can be proud of ourselves, and we're gonna help fight. We're not gonna let this warden guy tell you that you can't be yourselves, which is nice. I like that message. Looks like Edo's kind of getting beat down, and this guy's like, well, basically, if you can't date me, I'm gonna kill you. Well, what a great guy, right? The others run up to him and just kind of tackle him. They don't really have these people don't have powers, especially the girl who just writes fanfics. Like, she just jumps on top of him, knocks him down. Like, what? They tie up his fingers like in a big knot. See, this guy who eats his eyeballs looks like he's kind of like an ogre type of guy, so maybe he's physically strong, but these other two, they're just like little people. But they tie him up and they beat him. And Luz is like, oh, I'm the human of this. And she does like this grand speech, and like the wind like blows her hair and everything. It's so stupid. But she had her fireworks that she had from her school thingy, and throws it in his mouth and it blows up. And oh yay, we beat the bad guy. And Luz is like, we're being proud of ourselves and all that kind of like regular messages. Eda's like, oh, good job, human. They get out of there. Get back to her place. She's like, hey, you did a great job out there, but you can go home now. Thank you for everything. Then she starts thinking, go back home. I'm going to have to go back to camp. And I don't want to go to that camp. I want to stay here. And since I don't like the idea of that it's okay to lie to your parents. They did that in She-Ra a lot, where Glimmer would just lie to her mom all the effing time and just get away with it. It was shown to be a good thing that she lied to her parents, or to her mom. And looks like Luz is doing the same thing. It's okay to lie to your mom. As long as you feel like it's right, just go ahead and lie. She's like, no, I want to stay here with you guys, and I want to become a witch. And she takes the little crown off her little witch figurine and gives it to King. Is that his name? Just King? So he has a little crown, which is cute. And of course, it has to come from a woman, so it's more of a tiara crown thing. But she wants to stay, and then, Eda's like, hey, you're a human, you can't learn magic. She's like, oh, how do you know? Maybe no one's ever tried before, so please teach me. And I'll do anything. I'll basically be like your ward, your squire. Just let me stay here. Then the little King guy's like, hey, we can have her make snacks. He likes her because, she's nice to him, and, he's like a pet. She's like, okay, you can stay. It's a deal, whatever. Shake man, of course, she gives her a hug, because hugs are better than handshakes. I guess she sleeps in a little side room, and she has a little rollout thing, because she was going to camp, so she has like camping stuff. She has her little bedroll and a picture of her mom. Was she ever going to contact her mom? Because her mom contacts her because cell phone signals work in the Boiling Isles for some reason. Like the television signal, it makes no sense, but it's just a thing they put in there just so she's able to contact her mom. But here's the thing. Isn't her mom going to want to see like pictures or come visit her? There's got to be something like that, because I doubt this mom will come home every night after working and be like, oh, my empty house and I'm happy. She's going to want to go visit her and stuff, because I don't know. I don't like this setup to where she can just get away with this. But she like straight up lies to her mom and says, oh, everything's fine. Don't like that. King comes in and he's like, oh, your little bedroll thing looks really comfortable. So he's basically saying, can I please sleep with you? I'm like, oh, that's cute. And it's the end of the episode. Not bad. I like how everyone's cute. Every character's cute. Everyone's, Eda's cute. Luz is cute. King's cute. It's aesthetically pleasing. But so was Star. And if you watch the first couple episodes of Star vs. the Forces of Evil, that show started out one way and it ended completely differently. Like, literally, it's a completely different show. That's a good thing and a bad thing because then characters change and everything, but then they focus all on relationships. This doesn't look like Luz is gonna have any type of relationship, which is good. They got to get away from that because they really screwed the pooch on that with Star because it got so muddled with all that crap with Marco and there was like a quadruple triangle going on. It was too much. Will Eda have more relationship stuff because they always bring up her ex-boyfriends and breaking up and all that stuff. So I don't know if she's gonna have more of that type stuff. I think they might leave that to her, which I think is a good idea. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with this for at least. I gave Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which everyone loves, and I'm sorry, 5 episodes in, and I couldn't get into it. So I will give this a 5-episode, I'm going to say, a chance to win me over. But yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know the release schedule or anything. This is available on YouTube. It's on the Disney Channel YouTube page, free download, and free to watch, I mean. So yeah, I'll stick with this. It's pretty decent.
But I don't like any of that stuff. I like editing anime clips to music and reading fantasy books with convoluted backstories.
Crimson Saint here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.